Hey guys, so we will be starting geomorphology and hydrogeology combined lecture together, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. Am I audible? Okay, so let's start today's discussion. We'll start with the very basic questions first of all, not questions actually, basic concepts. From those basic concepts we will build concepts for solving more and more questions which will be important for your gsi net gate all geology and geography related exams. Okay, so let us proceed. Geomorphology. What's the date today? It's 1/10/2026. Hope everybody is having a productive day. So today we will start first of all with Aeolian landforms. Aeolian landforms, it's very easy. Uh, most of you have heard this thing. Aeolian is something which is related to wind. So wind is the main factor here for determining the type of landform is going to form. So let us see the characteristics of aeolian landform. Obviously, it has less rainfall where evaporation rate exceeds precipitation rate. Precipitation precipitation rate या precipitation rate. precipitation क्या होता है? बादल बन रहा है, बारिश आ रही है। और ये इवेपोरेशन क्या होता है? नीचे से भाप बन के ऊपर जा रही है। तो इवेपोरेशन इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है कि हे कुड यू प्लीज शट द डोर? थैंक यू। तो इवेपोरेशन इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है, इतना ज़्यादा हो गया कि पानी बचा ही नहीं है अभी। सो दैट इज़ वाई इवेपोरेशन rate is huge as compared to the precipitation. That's why we do not get rainfall there often. Okay, so this is the main example. The main instance. The example is Rajasthan. Very less rainfall there. All right, this is the first. Okay, let me see. Yeah, after that, strong winds blow there. So annual rainfall is less than 250 mm or 25 centimeter. All right, and there are potential evaporation rate which exceeds precipitation rate. I think this one is clear. And strong winds blow there. Aeolian landform. Obviously, because of strong winds, then only landform will take shape, right? And what one more thing, the landform, the landscape, it is highly angular. Say for example, dunes. You must have seen dunes, right? It is angular, right? The triangle ones are dunes, toss side, lee side. They are highly angular in nature. I'm not going to draw this here, by the way, because I don't want to make this presentation very clumsy. We will be focusing on the most important things only for our exam. We have to clear exam, not we have to master the exam. Fine. And why can somebody tell me what actually wind is? Wind is the horizontal movement of air from high pressure to low pressure, which is due to the sun. This thing also do not write. It is not going to, nobody is going to ask this question in the exam. Okay, examiner won't ask. So, what are the different types of desert? Different types of desert. Okay, you can see some examples. Different types of desert. Different types of desert. What are those? Cold desert. Cold desert, say for example, not Atacama, Antarctic. I'm not going to take the usual examples. Only will take something which is not very obvious. So hot and dry desert. Hot and dry desert. Say for example, Sahara Desert. Sahara Desert is in South Africa. South Africa. So can anybody tell me the example of cold desert? So what is Kalahari Desert? Anybody has idea about Kalahari Desert? Kalahari Desert is in South Africa, right? So is it a cold or hot desert? Hmm? Kalahari Desert is cold or hot? Okay, we'll consider it hot desert only. Kalahari Desert is hot desert. Kalahari Desert. After that, coastal desert are also there. Coastal desert. Coastal desert example Atacama Desert. Atacama Desert, can anybody tell? It is in South. It is in South America, right? It is in South America, Atacama Desert. Atacama Desert is in South America. Have anybody visited there who got lots of money? Because I don't have money. I haven't visited so many places, but I want to. But because I am not financially, I mean, yeah, I am, but still I want to explore so many places which I haven't. Okay, these questions apart. Let's see where is Atacama Desert. So important desert, Mojave Desert. This is North America. This is South America. This South America. This is South Africa. This is India. India. This is Eurasian plate. And this is Australia. The Batman. Okay, so here is what Atacama Desert is here. Atacama Desert. Atacama Desert is here. Mojave Desert. Atacama Desert, if it is going this side, that means there is one concept here that if it is equatorial, in north this is warm current, in south this is south, this is the warm current. So south warm, this is cold desert. Atacama is cold desert. Hmm. Atacama is cold desert. Namib is cold desert. Namib is cold desert. Australian desert is also cold desert. Cold desert. Oops. Australian desert. Let's not write this thing here. Mojave desert, yeah. Mojave desert. Mojave desert is what? Mojave desert is, if it is going downwards, that means it is a cold desert. Cold desert. It is cold desert as well. Where, and this is Great Basin, Arabian Desert. Gobi Desert is where? It is Gobi Desert. Gobi Desert. Fine. So after that, because what is the reason that our atmosphere is always in motion? This is because of the prevailing wind from high pressure to low pressure. See, in nature, there's a phenomena. Always remember this process that something always moves from high pressure to low pressure. All right, this is the rule of nature. Say, for example, you are in auditorium and there is a huge crowd. You want to go from that high pressure to low pressure, right? That's how I explain to my students. So that's how you should always try to try to relate things with what is happening around you, right? So what causes the formation of equatorial low pressure zone, subtropical high pressure zone? These things we are not going to discuss here because it is so long chapter. We will discuss this in oceanography and climatology, all right? So I will keep this for oceanography and climatology, but just I want to give a small concept which we will be studying in oceanography and climatology. We have three types of cell, this, and this. So the middle one is head lay. The same is in the southern equatorial southern part as southern hemisphere as well, 0 degree. Head lay, feral, and polar. All right, head lay. This the one which is at the equator is Hadley cell. Okay. Then Coriolis effect also we will learn. That means in northward it will deflect this words, in south it will deflect anti-clockwise. We will learn these things. You do not need to worry. Just yeah, but you need to remember this. This is what? This is tropical. Tropical. This is temperate. We get feral cell in temperate zone and tropical in Hadley zone. Fine. Now let us see some processes by which winds carry the small particles and shapes the landform. All right. So now actually we are going to dive into the discussion. All right. So my question is what is the forward rolling motion of sand on ground called as? Forward rolling motion of sand on the ground. What do we call it? Any idea? We call it surface creep. Surface creep or traction. Like this is the surface, these are the particles. It is just rolling from here to here, just rolling. If they are rolling, or if they're rolling on the ground without even bouncing, that thing is called surface creep, just the way snake creeps. The other word we use for it is traction. All right. So name the two ways by which the flowing wind erodes. Flowing wind erodes by two processes. Can you please name them? One is deflation and another is what? One is deflation and pavement. Desert pavement. Deflation is what? Desert pavement is what? Deflation plus water action when removal of all the fine grains and leaving only the coarse grain. Leaving coarse grain behind is the pavement. Leaving coarse grain behind is the pavement. Fine. And deflation is what? Deflation is simply the wind is blowing so heavily, that's why it will cut the landform which is present in that aeolian landscape. Okay. डिफ्लेशन का एग्जांपल क्या है? ब्लो आउट है. ब्लो आउट दैट मीन्स simply it will collect it will collect simply it will blow out the sand from the ground. And desert pavement, hamada, example is hamada. Fine, we haven't reached to the most important topics yet, but uh, the basic one. Abrasion versus Abrasion versus what? Attrition. Attrition means when two particles they rub against each other. Abrasion means when wind or wind or water, it works out with the stone. In that case, we call abrasion. Attrition means it's just a rusting, crusting thing. Abrasion, example, Ventifex or pedestral rock or mushroom rock, we call it. Ventifex. Let me show you the Ventifex. Ventifex. Oh God. Ventifex. Ventifex, yeah, this thing. See, Ventifex, it has taken place due to Ventifex. This has taken place because of abrasion. Abrasion, the work of wind. All right. Ventifex. Example, Ventifex. Tree-like somehow, somewhat tree-like. Ventifex. Abrasion is just when two rocks they crush against each other. That's what we call attrition. Then deflation, what we saw from the ground, the soil is being picked due to the action of winds, and it will make a hollow thing. Okay, hollow thing. This is what the blowouts are. Fine. Abrasion. When we have discussed already, ventifex, what and then yardang also. Let me show you yardang as well. Yardang. See, these are the yardangs. Very common in aeolian landforms. Okay, these are the yardangs. They are somewhat similar, but only a bit their orientation and their structure. For that only it differs. Otherwise, everything is quite similar. Okay. Honeycomb structure also you remember. These are sometimes asked. Honeycomb structure. Honeycomb structure. Because the wind has blown out from there, kind of a blowout thing, and there makes a hollow thing here. Fine. Millet seed sand. Only example of attrition I can recall for now is millet seed sands. Remember, these examples are asked so many times. So attrition, it is one example will be millet seed sands. All right. Hmm. Lag deposit, Lewis. These are all not that difficult. Now let's come to the dunes, the most important part of Aeolian.